Hello, this is Hilary from Acquafortis Astrology, and this is the astrology forecast for the week that goes from the 7th to the 13th of October 2019. The first action of the week is at 8:16 UTC plus 2 on Monday, 7th October 2019, when Mercury in Scorpio has a cold war with Uranus in Taurus. Mercury in Scorpio is not leaving any stone unturned until he gets to what he feels it is like truth. Uranus is going to keep upturning the tables until what he feels like is enough chaos. Somewhere in our lives there is going to be a tug of war between getting obsessed about something or just ditching it out of the window for good. Perhaps the question to ask is it worth it? If so, how can I insert new ways of thinking about it? Later in the day, at 21:06 UTC plus 2, Sun in Libra confronts Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn says, "Sun, really, I had enough with all these pleasantries. Let us just get on with it, whether they like it or not, I do not care." Sun in Libra says, "Saturn, I do understand, but it won't take you anywhere, this attitude of yours. Sometimes being diplomatic can get you more than being authoritative." As much as the Sun is persuasive, Saturn will in the long run win the argument, but not without consequences. You can give the benefit of the doubt. You can make leeways and concessions, but at a certain point a line must be drawn. On the 8th of October 2019, at 19:05 UTC plus 2, Venus, with huge discomfort, enters the house of Scorpio. Venus passed from being at her own house, all happy and comfortable, to a house where she is under Mars's rule. And guess what? She doesn't like it. This is a Venus that learns that if she desires something, she needs to actively, yet secretly, weave the web. And if needs be, cut the thread too. The image that I get of Venus in Scorpio is of someone finely dressed, observing subtly the surroundings, smiling enigmatically, and with an arsenal of weapons hidden amongst the folds of fine cloth. Now something special is happening under the 2nd of November 2019. We have Mars in Libra since last week, right? So we have Mars and Venus exchanging houses. That is, Mars is in Venus's house, Libra, whilst Venus is in Mars's house, Scorpio. This means that Mars and Venus have a hot line between them. Although they are both happy, or actually they are both unhappy for being in houses they do not like, they can always grab the phone and ask the other for help when something goes wrong, for the other knows very well the house he owns. So what does this mean in our lives? That there will be parts of our lives where what happens in one place will have an influence on the other path and vice versa. Now remember, they are unhappy planets. And as we know, when we are grumpy, we do not give the best of ourselves. So some parts of our lives will seem to just become more difficult to manage. And it might seem absurd at first. But the answer to the problem is in one area is actually in the other section that has a problem too. It is hard at first, but by practice and much patience we will find ways to make it work. On the 13th of October 2019 at 0006 UTC plus 2, we have Venus in Scorpio that has to face Uranus in Taurus. Now Venus is in an unhappy place. And she gets unexpected news that Uranus, in her other house of Taurus, is smashing the furniture because he doesn't like the arrangement. It is that moment in life when we say, "Really? Anything else? Isn't it already enough?" Now, the not-so-subtle invitation here is to open up to change, because under that painful challenge there is a pathway we need to take. This is another small step in our Uranus and Taurus story that started in March 2019. On the 13th of October 2019, at 20:01 UTC+2, Sun in Libra and Jupiter in Sagittarius share some quiet moments. Sun in Libra is depressed with all that is happening. Jupiter in Sagittarius speaks words full of inspiration. What we are dealing with just now might not be the utmost, but we do have wise people that are helping us through. Always on the 13th of October 2019 at 23:07 UTC+2, we have a full moon in Aries. The ruler of this full moon is Mars. Yes, that Mars in Libra, the warrior that needs to act like a diplomat, whilst the owner of the house, Venus, is in Scorpio, is acting like a femme fatale with daggers for nails and counseling our Mars. Having a moon in Aries is like always having the go button on, when actually some quiet time should be in order too. At the end of the day, much is done, but there is a high risk of stress and burnout. Sun in Libra, on the other hand, is trying to give light to others, but this makes her feel depressed at the end of the day. Both of them are pushed and irritated by the demolition squad made up of Saturn, Pluto, and the lunar node in Capricorn. Full moons always bring to culmination what we have started during the cycle. And this is a lunation that brings to culmination that discomfort that tips the balance. Imagine day in, day out, that you are faced with having to act in a way that is not in your nature, or faced with constant adversity. At a certain point, something kicks in. You either give up, or necessity becomes the mother of invention. You start using adversity to your own advantage. It is a tricky one, because we need to be harder on ourselves, but at the same time throwing with the finger and saying, you know what? Today is not the day I will surrender. So let's summarize. Imagine you are training to run between obstacles. It is not the speed that is important, but the coordination and thinking quickly. Just pay attention to give that Mars your inner motivation and anger something to do. And pay attention not to read too much between the lines. You might think you are at war, when actually it was just a friendly exchange of opinions. Should you need any guidance of how to navigate these energies, I'm available for private consultations. Before you go, remember to let me know what you think. Thumbs up, share and subscribe to my page. Bye for now and good luck!